and also okay. So first of all, I welcome you all to the demo session of data analysis. Myself, Harish, I will be going to take this session today for the next 1 hour of time. So let me start with my name. Here I am writing. So the name of the trainer is Harish. I am going to handle this session now. Today's class is going to be your first class for the data analysis course. This class can be considered as your introduction class, and here I am going to focus on explaining you what is data analysis, why we need to learn this, where are we using this data analysis, what are the different steps involved in this data analysis learning process, and what are the skills we are going to discuss. So related to complete introduction knowledge I'm going to provide for you on this data analysis course today. So I'm pretty much sure if you can focus on this time, you will definitely get the better understanding of the data analysis. So I would like to start this session with my introduction, and then I'll go forward to explain the contents today. Myself, Harish, and I have 9+ years of teaching experience and also working as a data analyst. Currently, I am working as a lead data analyst and having experience working on the skills of Databricks, PySpark, Python, SQL, Tableau, as well as Power BI. And I have a wide range of experience working on the projects from the domains of banking sector, financial sector, healthcare, and also in the telecommunication domain. And over the past 9+ years, I've been into the teaching field and have experience teaching some thousands of students in this data analysis domain. And every time, whenever we are going to start these data analysis batches, mostly the students will come from 3 different backgrounds. So I have the experience teaching multiple students, as I mentioned, and every subject is going to be started from the basics onwards. You no need to worry about, I don't know much about the technical things, can I able to learn this data analysis, like this kind of doubts if you have in your mind. Don't worry, here every subject I'm going to start from the basics until the advanced part you're going to learn this course. So I would like to first of all tell you the most important thing related to the eligibility criteria, because so many students will be having a doubt, as I mentioned, right? Am I able to learn this data analysis? Am I eligible to learn this? Can I able to get a job by the end of this course? Because there are different categories of students always comes. So some of you might be freshers, some of you might be having some career gap, and some of you might be already working. Okay, already working professionals. So whatever you are, either in the IT or non-IT also, there is no problem. You can able to understand this subject very easily. So complete concepts I'm going to teach you will be focused and balanced for every type of student, whether you are a fresher, whether you have some career gap, or you are already working in some company as a in the IT or non-IT industries. Each and every one of you are eligible to learn this data analysis course. So no need to worry about it. And one more thing is, no prerequisite knowledge is needed to learn this data analysis. Okay, there is no prerequisite knowledge is needed to learn this data analysis. To learn data analysis, whatever might be the background you people are coming from, each and every one of you can able to easily learn this data analysis course. So that is one small thing I just want to confirm you people here. Now I would like to explain you in this data analysis course with respect to the 3 W's of data analysis, where first of all starting with what, next thing is with why, and next thing is with where we are going to use this data analysis. So I'd like to start with the definition first, which is data analysis definition. What is data analysis? So if you refer to this term, guys, the data analysis, it is actually the definition which is of 2 different words involved in that. One is data, other one is analysis. What is meant by data? Generally, if you see, data is nothing but information. Data is nothing but information. Meaning, suppose if you take any kind of a information, let me say if I ask you, can you please tell me what is your name? What is your date of birth? What is your Aadhaar number? Or what is your PAN card number? These kind of details, if I ask from you, that is nothing but a data I am going to get it, right? Same way, if I gather this similar information from 100 students or from 1 lakh students, it is still considered as a data. So data in the sense I can say it is information. And what is meant by analysis? Analysis means examining or else observing the things deeply, observing the things deeply in the sense whenever we are going to perform some analysis, the meaning is you're going to examine or observe something deeply. That is what we call analysis. So both combined now, I have data and analysis. So if you combine both, I can say it is the process of analyzing the data to find the insights, to find what insights. So this is the definition. So carefully observe here, there are few things we need to understand in this. When I say process, okay, when I say process, what is meant by it? Multiple steps are involved in that. How many steps are involved? Total 5 steps are involved in this data analysis process. Data analysis is a 5-step process. After that, I would like to say here about the insights. Okay, we have understood what is analysis, what is data, and what about this term called as insights? See, insights in the sense, a simple way if you wanted to understand, it is called as output of data analysis. Okay, what we can call it is a output of data analysis, or else there is some other terms you can able to use called as findings. Okay, and you can also call it as unseen trends. Okay, you can also call it as what? Unseen trends. So findings in the sense it's the output of data analysis. Unseen trends in the sense the things that you can't able to see with your eyes, you can able to find that by using this data analysis. So overall definition says whatever the data you have, you just analyze it by using these 5 steps process, and you're going to find out the outputs in the end. That is simply what we can say like data analysis definition. But why do we need to use it? Why data analysis is used? Here I would like to explain this with some good examples, so everybody try to focus on understanding this why question, why it is needed. So carefully observe any company you consider, any small or big companies, everybody will always try to store some data with them. What they are going to store? Data is going to be stored with each and every company. Why? Because this data is going to help that particular business in understanding how their business is going on. If you don't have this data, it is not possible to understand how your business is going on. Let me cover with a small example. I am having a small shop in my home. Okay, small business I'm running. I'd say kind of a wholesale and retail shops if you consider. So I have a small shop and I just wanted to take an example that there is a notes I'm maintaining for each and every sale I have been made. Suppose morning at 9 a.m. I have opened the shop and there is a customer who came and brought an item for 200 rupees, and at 9:10 a.m. another customer came and made of 100 rupees of sales. At 9:30 a.m. another customer made some 50 rupees. Like that I'm keep on noting it down. Overall in the end when I'm closing the shop at 10 p.m. I made another sales of 200. So like this, the information has been stored for every order that I sell, and that information has been stored in this manner. So why this information is going to be stored? Because in the end if I ask you, can you tell me what is the total sales amount I made? Total sales amount, let me say I have, with mobile calculator I have added all of them and I came to know it is 5,000 rupees. It is how much total? 5,000 rupees. So total 5,000 rupees was made overall in this particular sales on with that particular data. Okay, so the same thing if I suppose try to understand the total sales made is 5,000, I can also understand how many customers came, what is the total profit I have got. Okay, and we can able to say between the time frames morning 9 o'clock to 12 p.m. Okay, 9 p.m. to 12 p.m. how much of sales has been made, and from 12 p.m. to suppose 5 p.m. how much of sales has been made, and from 5 p.m. to closing time of 10 p.m. how much of sales has been made. Like that I have written the complete details regarding the sales happened in the day. So all these kind of things are possible to be found when it was possible, when I have this data. If I don't have the data, of course it is not possible to find out all these things. Suppose here it's a very small data, so I'm able to note it down on a piece of paper. Consider the company called as a Zomato. There is a company called as what? Zomato. I guess most of you know what Zomato can do. Zomato is going to deliver the food items that you order to the customer. Am I right? If I order a food item today, it is going to store the details about my order. Let me say who is the customer placed order. For my order, one ID will be generated like order ID. What is the food item the customer ordered? In which restaurant? what is the delivery charges and the payment details. Is it a debit card or credit card, or is it in the cash on delivery, like that? And who is the delivery agent delivering the food item, how much of time it has been taken, like this different level of information the company is going to store. So when I say they are going to store a data manually, they can't able to write it. Here it's a very small data, so I can able to write it manually like that. But companies like Zomato can't able to store your data manually. They need to store in some place where it should automatically store the data. Manually writing in the computers or laptops is also not so simple. So that is the reason why they are going to store this entire data in the databases, the servers, like that, because it is all about what big amount of data they are going to handle. So that big amount of data, that is what here the Zomato type of a companies are going to everyday handle. So that much of big data, when you are going to write it, suppose or total overall you can expect per day 8 lakhs of orders Zomato will get in India alone. How many? 8 lakhs of orders per day Zomato will be going to get in one day. See, this much of big amount of data, if you wanted to understand and going to say this, it is not so easy. That is the reason why you need some skills. You need some what? Skill set. So these skills that you're going to showcase, that you're going to learn in our data analysis course also are going to be the similar. These skills I'm going to use to handle these large amounts of data. Here it's a small data, so you can able to easily find out all these things that I have asked you. But here it's a very huge amount of data. You can't able to manually sit and calculate the total sales and total profit like that, right? So we need some kind of some skill set, the complete interfaces and all, to handle these large amounts of data. That is where the skills we are learning like Python, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, these kind of things will come into the picture. Okay, so that is the need why data analysis is used. Okay, fine, you're going to use some kind of skill set and you're going to analyze my data. Okay, whatever the data I'm having, you're going to perform what analysis you're going to perform. After performing analysis, I'm going to find out what I told, insights I'm going to find out. That is what is the definition. I'm going to follow some steps to analyze the data to find the insights. These insights are going to be used by the companies. Who are going to use it? The companies will be going to use, or the businesses are going to use these insights. And these businesses, by using your insights, they will be going to make some decisions. Why these decisions? Decisions in the sense, suppose this particular Zomato is running all over the India. They wanted to know, like in each big metro cities, okay, in the metro cities, they wanted to know how much is the sales happening. Suppose you take Hyderabad, how much is the sales? Suppose you take in the Bangalore, how much is the sales? In the Delhi, in the Pune, in the Kolkata, like that, every city, how much of sales they're running from past 1 month, you are noting it down. And they observe that some cities are performing less than expected. Suppose the Bangalore city is expected to have some 1 million of sales, it's only giving you some less than that. So which companies or which kind of cities, I mean to say, which cities are not expecting the particular meeting the expectations are not happening, those cities they can able to focus more, they can able to make some extra profits to improve that particular city as well. That kind of decisions are possible to be taken by using your data analysis insights. So companies or the businesses are going to use the data analysis insights and they'll make some decisions. These decisions are going to help their company in getting the growth. Okay, what they're going to do, they're going to get the growth in the sense getting more sales, getting more profits, improving their overall business. Like that, it is going to be possible if you can do the data analysis. That is the reason why every company nowadays is trying to have some data analyst in their team. They're going to analyze their particular data they're handling, and that insights that we're going to find is used by the companies in making some decisions, and those decisions are in turn helping the companies in getting the more growth. So this is about the data analysis learning. Why do we need to learn as a reason? Okay, so let us now try to understand these particular things, whatever I explained on a simple statement. If I wanted to write, I can say businesses are using the data analysis insights to make better decisions, to make what? Better decisions, which will, okay, which will help the business to grow, which will help the business to grow. So whatever might be the companies, they're going to use this data analysis. They'll use it for analyzing their data and finding out the insights from their data that will help their business in getting the growth. So I have explained you why it is used. Let me talk about where data analysis is used, where it is used. There are so many companies which are using data analysis, but let me cover with some easy examples, starting with e-commerce industries. I guess most of you know about e-commerce industries like Amazon. We have something called as Flipkart. We have Walmart. These are some big companies which are related to e-commerce, and we can say some quick commerce companies like Zepto, Blinkit, Instamart, food delivery apps like Zomato, Swiggy, online shopping platforms like Mintra, Azio, Meesho, or online ride booking apps like Uber, Rapido. Like this, every type of a company can you consider they're storing a data, and which means analyst is needed, of course. And also the banking domain and financial sectors, BFSI we call banking financial services, and also we can say about the insurance related companies. Okay, the BFSI domain completely, the financial sector, and in the healthcare industries like hospitals, pharmaceutical companies, they're going to use this data analysis. And also in the industries that are related to education, the biggest edutech companies, the universities, they're all uses this data analysis a lot. And in the sports and games, any type of sports and games you consider, the data analysis is used in that to help the players in improving their overall performance. For that, we need this data analysis, and we can use it in the stock markets. Okay, in the stock markets and in the telecommunication, and also in the marketing as well as the promotions related side. So whichever the companies you consider, all of these are going to be the clients present in the software industry, that is IT or non-IT sector, the big MNCs, the mid-sized companies, or the basic companies of startups. Every type of a company is using the data analysis nowadays. See, when a skill that you are learning, if it is mostly used in your day-to-day life, then meaning for that is a lot of opportunities will be there for that particular skill in the market. A good demand is present for this data analysis in the market. Because of that, getting a job is very much easy. Getting a job is very much easy in this particular data analysis, because learning is simple. I'm going to make sure you're going to completely get the practical knowledge in this data analysis course. So this every kind of things that I'm going to explain you people in this data analysis course is going to be very much easy. It will make you to get the jobs. So now I have explained you until now related to the complete data analysis 3 W's, that is what is data analysis, why it is used, and where it is used. Let us now move forward to the next side of our demo, where I'm going to explain you about what are the steps involved in data analysis. Because I told you in the definition, it's a process. It's a process. When I say process, it's a multiple steps are involved. How many? I told 5 steps are involved. So what are those 5 steps? Now I want to discuss with you. So the steps involved in the data analysis. The first step is simple, guys. We are going to start with some easy thing, which is about understanding the requirements of the company. Okay, we're going to understanding the business requirements. Meaning what? Suppose if I am a data analyst, I got a job and I'm entering into a project. They always first of all spend the time on understanding what is the project is about, who is the client, what is the business they do, what kind of analysis they are expecting from you to perform, and what are your roles and responsibilities. These basic details you need to understand in the first place. That is about the steps involved in data analysis. First one, understanding the business requirements. It's a very general step. You no need to have a much technical knowledge to deal with it. Suppose if you are doing a project of banking domain project, some terminology related to banking you can get it. And suppose you are working in some healthcare company, related to that particular healthcare knowledge you can able to get. It's very simple, guys. Nowadays you no need to even depend on some person. You can simply browse. Suppose what is the term called as default in the banking, what is provider meaning in the healthcare. Like different domains will have specific important terms. That is the first thing we are going to develop in our uh, project there. So you need to have that basic domain knowledge as well to deal with any project. That is the first step. Always we need to understand the requirements. After you know the requirements, then our second thing is going to be started with the step called as data collection, or you can also call it as data gathering, or you can even call it as data extraction. Okay, or it is data extraction. So anything you can able to call, but the aim of the second step is to bring the data. Why the data is needed? Because I told you, without data you can't able to perform analysis. Who is going to give you the data? The clients are going to provide you the data. So what is the data you needed? You are going to simply get it from the client. Suppose the client is asking you to analyze their South India data of Bangalore state and the Tamil Nadu state, okay, the Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and from the state of Kerala. So these three states, if they wanted you to analyze, you only need to get the data for those three states. You don't need to worry about the remaining states. So this kind of data that you needed for you to perform the analysis, you are going to get it first of all. That is a step here called as data collection or gathering. And also one more thing you should understand, a business will consider a lot of data would be available. If suppose you consider it any a Amazon type of a company, Amazon will store a lot of data. It can be related to the customers, whoever place an order, that orders related details, and also whoever is the person selling that particular product in the Amazon, that sellers, where are the warehouses present for the Amazon related to that. Every information is going to be stored in your tables. So I am here to first of all bring the data with what I need. What is the data that you want me to analyze? Only that data I'm going to gather. Let's say the client is having some 100 tables. Okay, the client is having some 100 tables, but they're expecting you to only analyze some 20 tables. So you're only going to bring what? Selecting 20 tables, because there is only need for you to analyze 20 tables only. Selecting 20 tables from the 100 tables. Or one more way how to understand, getting the data, collecting or gathering or extracting the data that I needed from the entire available data. So extracting the data that I needed from the entire available data, that is nothing but called as data collection or gathering or extraction. So this is how you can able to see the second step. So what I am going to do it in the next step. I have the data with me by the completion of the second step. So the third thing is I'm going to perform the data cleaning. You might think like, we have a data, right? Why we can't perform analysis directly? Because you told data is needed to perform analysis. So I have data now. Why can't we directly go ahead and perform analysis? Why we are making the another step which is called as data cleaning? It's a very, very important step, guys. Data cleaning, or we call it as data transformations. What is it meant by? In the sense, simple. Whatever the data you got from the client, first of all, you need to clean that data. If you don't clean the data, you'll get wrong results. What is there to clean? You might think like, suppose if I have some data, okay, I'll just simply show you some sample data, that this is the data that I have got from the client. Okay, this is the data, whatever you see on your screens, this is the data, let me say, I got from the client. It is some e-commerce related data, and in this data there are some issues. If you observe, there is some missing value present. Can you see? There is no data present in this particular place for the third order ID. Product name is missing. And also if you consider the laptop spellings, the spelling of laptop is different here. You and I know both of these are laptops only. But when I am trying to perform the analysis, the client is asking me, tell me what is the profit I got from the laptops. So what you are going to say, we know that it is 2000 rupees and there is one more product called as 1000 rupees, combined 3000 rupees. But as you are only asking exactly the spelling of laptop, it will only fetch me, this is the laptop product. This is not a laptop. I don't know what it is, but this is a laptop. It is only giving you 2000 rupees of profit. The SQL or Python will say. But the thing is, the client account was able to see some 3000 rupees, but you're saying it's a 2000 rupees. There is a mismatch of your outputs. There is what happened, what mismatch has been happened, or you can also call it as wrong results has been achieved. So wrong results will be always going to give you the bad impact. So that's the reason, if you want to get the data correct, if you have corrected these spellings here, then you might have said instead of 2000 3000, then it might have matched with this. So the insights that you're going to find out are going to be wrong sometimes if you have not performed the data cleaning. So data cleaning importance lies in what? To get the correct results in the end. If I want correct results in the end, I need to definitely perform the data cleaning. So here that is a problem with the laptop. Same thing happens with the mobile spelling. Here also mobile spelling. And one more important thing is about If you consider the product that I'm highlighting here, okay, if you consider this particular product, this is mobile, and the last row, if you consider, this is also mobile only. This is also what? Mobile only. Same order ID number 2, same order ID number 2, same product, same product, same country UK, same country UK, same sales 25,000, 25,000, profit same. So this information is what we call as duplicate information. What is meant by duplicates? Duplicates is something where the same information is stored in the two rows for every column. For every column, same for every order ID, product, company, sales, profit, every column information is the same for these two rows. That's the reason these two rows I'm calling it as a duplicate data. So what is the issue with this duplicate? If I have a duplicate, what is going to happen? There is a problem. See, the client is asking me same, what is the total profit I got from the mobile? So what you will be able to say, here there is one data, one row with 1,000 rupees, here one row with 1,000 rupees. Both combined you will say 2,000 rupees. But this is wrong, right? You only made one product, but you have written it two times. Because of that, you are adding 2,000 as a profit. But actually, one product only I sold. It is actually 1,000 rupees. But as you have stored your data wrongly, you are able to say what? It is a 2,000 rupees. So because of this duplicate data, once sales amount has been become two times, one profit has been added double, it's a wrong results it is giving you. So duplicates is also not needed for us. If you have these kind of things, it is giving us the wrong results. What else we have? If you closely observe this sales column, in this there is some amount present in the dollars. Remaining amount is in the Indian rupees, but it is in the dollars. If I have this dollars amount, when I try to add the overall sales amount, because of this dollar amount, there might be some issues will come. So it is better to convert everything into the dollars or everything into the Indian rupees. So I guess most of the values are in the Indian rupees. Just one value is there in the American dollar. So let us convert it. How to convert? You know, guys, right? $1 is 84 rupees. 84 rupees. So how many INRs for $1 in the sense? 476 into 84. If you do, you will get approximately some 40,000. Okay, approximately some 40,000 you might expect. So close to 40,000 rupees of sales happened for this product. So just change it. Instead of having in the dollar amounts, just make it as Indian rupees. So that is what here I have tried to show you. So this kind of things you can able to do, guys. This is the way you can able to clean the data. Is all things are going to make your data a vulnerable data, and it is not going to provide you the correct type of outputs in the end. So that is the need why data cleaning is needed. So if in the interviews they might ask you, tell me why data cleaning is needed. Why do you think we can't able to directly perform analysis? Simply you can tell like the data cleaning is a very integral part of, I mean, like a very much important step in this part of data analysis process. It is going to provide us the correct results in the end by cleaning the different important kind of features missing in this data set. Like this kind of way, if you can able to explain, that is going to be sufficient. Simply I'm going to clean everything here. Let me just clean my data. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean the data. I told you what is the problem here, right? Let me just clean it. How to clean? I don't need this product. First of all, I don't need this product, so I'll only copy paste this particular data up to here only. I'm not copy pasting this one. So simply I'm just creating a new place where my cleaned data is present. Here, I don't know what is the name of the product. I went back to the client and they told me it's a television. It's what? Television. And also the spellings I have been correctly returned for the laptops and for the mobiles also. And this particular sales amount which is present in the United Dollars has been converted to the Indian rupees. So this is how my data has been cleaned. Now have a look at it. There are no duplicates, no other sales amounts present in other currency, no missing values, no inconsistent data. Everything has been cleaned in this particular data. So if I ask you people, there are two tables with me. This is the first table and this is the second table. So this first table is what? The data before you cleaned. Second table is what? After you cleaned. So which table we need to consider for analysis? Among first table and second table, which table do we need to consider for performing the analysis? If you ask me, it is going to be what? Undoubtedly the second table, because second table is much more easy now to perform our analysis. It is everything cleaned and ready, right? So getting this second table from the first table, you can consider this step as what? Data cleaning, or else you can also call it as data transformation. So the cleaning or transformation steps will make your data which is unstructured to the structured data. Okay, unstructured to structured data. Or you can consider there is some terminology called as OLTP, which is online transactional processing, to OLAP, online analytical processing. You'll get this terminology explained in the sequel coming classes, guys. No need to worry, I'll explain you that time what is OLTP meant for, what is OLAP meant for, what are the properties of that, some examples. I'll discuss all of those things, but as of now consider this is your unstructured data, that is OLTP, and the second table is nothing but my structured data, OLAP, and this structured data is what I will use for performing the analysis. So always remember which data we need to consider. The cleaned data is going to be always considered for performing what, your analysis. Okay, done. I have performed the data cleaning. What's next? Okay, I have performed the analysis, I mean to say cleaning. What's next? It is nothing but you are going to analyze your data by using some process called as data visualization. Okay, data visualization, or you can also call another process called as EDA. What is meant by EDA? EDA, guys, it stands for exploratory data analysis. Okay, exploratory data analysis. So you are going to perform some analysis either directly by using some programming or else using some visualizations like Power BI, Tableau. We can able to use this kind of skill set to perform the visualizations. So what is the data visualization tools? I have explained you. So what is this data visualization? Let me tell you. So data visualization is nothing but the graphical representation of your data. Graphical representation of data means you're going to represent your data in the form of the charts and graphs, like a bar chart, line chart. I guess you all know about the bar chart and line charts and all, right? So these kind of charts and graphs we're going to use to represent our information. So try to carefully observe here. My data is present here in a tabular format. What is tabular format? In the rows and columns format. In the rows and columns format. So I'm going to represent my data in the form of a very neat kind of outputs. So how I can able to represent, we are now going to discuss. So simple, guys, I have three different products. Now let's say the client is asking me to find out the profit I got from every product. So there is three products I sold, maybe 5 orders, but only three products I sold: mobile, laptop, television. What is the total profit I got from the laptops? First one is 2000, next one is of 1000, combined it is 3000 rupees. What about the mobile? 1000 rupees here, 500 rupees here, combined it is 1500 rupees. And what about the television? You have only one product sold, that is of 2000 rupees. Okay, so like this I have the product wise profit written here. You are only having three products, so you're able to easily write it and find out the things. But what if you are going to have some hundreds or thousands of products? If you take in Amazon type of a big company, they sell some thousands of products they will sell. So that much of information I can't able to show here on a piece of Excel file. So just if you just keep on writing your all products in this manner, it will be tough for me to understand. So to understand this kind of large amount of data in a very easy way, I have to represent this data in terms of the charts and graphs. So I will show you a small example how to represent this in a charts and graphs. So I'm going to take a bar chart. I guess everybody know this is what y-axis and this is a x-axis, and I'm simply going to draw some simple bar chart. So on this x-axis I am taking the product names, and on the y-axis I am taking the profit. So here let me say I'm having 1000, here I'm having 2000, here I'm having 3000 scale, and I want to represent. First of all, if you observe here for the laptops, mobile televisions, laptops of 3000, let me remember those numbers. So I am taking first of all here laptops, mobiles, and televisions. Let us make a bar here now. So this bar of laptops is given me total 3000 rupees of profit, and mobiles are of 1500 rupees of profit, and televisions are of 2000 rupees of profit. So this is the graph I have been made. So if you analyze this particular graph, what is there in this graph is, if I show this graph to you, what you can say, this bar is more height, so which is laptops are giving me more profit. Laptops are giving me more profit. But what about the mobile? Mobiles are giving me the less profit in this entire three products. So what is the reason? This is insight, right? What is insight? Overall products whatever I'm selling in my company, mobiles are giving me some less amount of profit. What is the reason? So the companies know that they're only selling iPhones, okay, as well as Samsung phones. With these two brands, they're not getting much of the profits. So they just wanted to add few other brands. Let me say they want to add some Realme, they want to add some Poco phones, like that. Some extra brands they wanted to include and see whether they can able to increase their profit. That is what decision. That is what a decision. So if you want to make any decision, what has been important? This kind of analysis is important. That analysis I'm performing through what? Visuals. That is what I'm talking here called as data visualization. So if you just have a look at the term once again, data visualization means what? Enhancing your or representing your data in the form of the charts and graphs, or simple way, graphical representation of data. So this graphical representation of data is a very important one to represent the information and understand it much easily. Okay, you have performed the visuals and you have understood the results. What is the next thing we are going to do? You are simply going to share those reports with the clients. Okay, share with what? Clients. So you are going to share these reports with the clients so that it is going to be easy for them to understand, and also they can see the insights and they will make some decisions, and those decisions are going to help the company in getting the growth. Simple reasons and the steps I have explained here much more theoretically with a basic example, which practically also I have shown you how these steps are able to be performing your data analysis. Once you join the company, these are the steps we are going to work on, and we are going to learn the things the same here in our course. So now what we are going to do is we will be going to see these steps with respect to a simple example, where I would like to use the example called as cooking process example. I guess most of you know in the home, when any food item has been prepared, how it is going to be prepared. So I guess everybody know, right, how the food item is going to be prepared in the home. Suppose it's a festival and in your family your mother wants to prepare some nice food item on that particular day. What they will do, first of all, they will ask different your all family members like what food item they want to eat on that day. Am I right? List like some person will say some item, some person will say some item, like that, but in the end they will finalize one or two food items. Am I right? That is the first step here, understanding the requirements of the business. You are understanding the requirements of your family members and you're going to finalize one food item in the end. So that is the first step. After you finalized a food item, let's say you have finalized some chicken biryani as a food item, what next you are going to do? For that biryani to prepare, you need some ingredients, right? You need some ingredients. Some ingredients you need to go and buy in the market. You are not having that in your home, so you need to go and buy in the market. But in the market, if you go, there will be so many varieties will be there, and some hundreds of vegetables will be found, some hundreds of ingredients, like meat it can be, or some fish it can be, some different types of things will be there in the market. But what does you need to prepare your biryani or the food item? You're only going to collect that particular ingredients list. Am I right? That is a general step, right? Ingredients collection, whatever the things you needed for you to prepare your food item, how you are going to only take that in particular ingredients. In my data analysis also, the client might have hundreds of vegetables or hundreds of types of information, but what I am going to do, only few tables I am going to consider, less like how I am selecting few vegetables. Same way, now I'm going to talk about the next step. Let's say I have collected the data. Next thing is what? I won't start directly cooking, right? Because you might have brought some onions and you might have brought some tomatoes like that with you. What you will do them? First of all, you will wash it. You will first of all wash them. After washing, you will cut them to small, small pieces, right? That is what we call transformation. So you're transforming the big size onion to small, small pieces. That is what is the third step. You are cleaning those vegetables and you are transforming them from big pieces to small, small pieces. That is what is data cleaning or transformations. Once that is done, your fourth step is going to be what? Preparing your food. And you will keep everything on the stove and you will start. You will represent what are the ingredients you brought in a nice biryani in the end. That is the final product you need to prepare. That is what is the process done in the fourth step. Once the end of the fourth step, your food item is ready. And in the fifth step, you're going to share with the family members. That's it. These are the steps. Next time, when you are going to find out like what are the steps involved in data analysis, just simply remember the cooking process example that I have discussed now. It will be very easy to understand your steps. So in this way, I have explained you completely what are the steps involved in the data analysis. But now let us talk about what are the skills needed, because you might be needed some skills to analyze a large amount of data I told. So what type of skills we need, and also another way to understand which skills do I need to learn to get a job as a data analyst. Okay, which skills do I need to learn to get a job as a data analyst. So we are going to teach you here. We have SQL, Excel, we have statistics. Okay, we have statistics, we have Power BI and Tableau, and we also have the Python. We also have what? Python. So these are the skills I am going to cover for you in this data analysis course from scratch. Before you join this course, I already told you what is it. There is no prerequisite knowledge needed to learn data analysis. Even though you don't have any knowledge, you are coming from some non-technical background, you might be in the final years of your graduation, you are going to perfectly learn this course from the basics. So that is what here I'm going to tell you guys. Whatever the skills I'm going to teach you people, that is going to be from basics to advanced, and with 15 plus real-time projects I'm going to teach you in this course. 15 plus real-time projects I'm going to teach you people in this data analysis course. Some of the projects I will be going to explain you in this class, and some projects I'll ask you to do. Both of us combined here, 15 plus real-time projects we are going to achieve. So from every skill there will be a project also would be present for us. Every project you need to, you will have a, I mean to say, from every skill also there is going to be a project would be available, and that project is going to come from different business domains like banking sector, healthcare sector, sports, and some education background, and some healthcare background, like different types of backgrounds of data we are going to handle in our data analysis course, which will be easy for student to get the real-time knowledge. Just like how in the companies the projects are going to be done, same way you are also going to do the projects here. So by the completion of this course, you are not anymore a fresher in this data analysis background. You would be like a 3 to 4 years of experience in data analyst knowledge. And even you can see in the companies what type of skills they're mostly asking, means these are the skills they're mostly asking. You can refer to any company's profile or job descriptions in the LinkedIn or Naukri. These are the skills 90 to 95 percentage of the times the companies are asking. So you can able to easily get the job once you can able to focus on these skills in the market and within us. Okay, so what are the kind of things we are going to still share with you? A lot of data sets which is needed for us to practice is going to be shared with you people. And also here I am going to share with you about the notes, the day-to-day notes, whatever I'm writing here in the notepad, the similar notes is going to be shared with you people. And the materials also going to be shared, like materials in the sense, what, suppose if you take this is equal material, this is a PDF, so this is going to be shared with each and everybody here. Okay, after registering, this kind of materials are going to be shared. You no need to even write any kind of running notes. You can simply refer to this kind of PDFs. Okay, and you can able to easily learn this kind of materials. I'm going to share with you people in this data analysis course. And also the day-to-day recordings, which is very important thing. Recordings are going to be shared on the day-to-day basis. Everyday recording is going to be shared with you people. Even you can able to easily go through. If you miss any class, you no need to worry, recording will be shared for every student. The recordings access is going to be provided, so the view access will be provided for each and every student. Okay, so you can go through the recordings any number of times and whenever you want. So these recordings also, along with that, we are providing a lot of assignments for you to practice, and exams also we are going to conduct for students to understand where they are standing, so you can able to improve yourself. This is not for giving any rank and some marks like that. It is exams only for students to understand how the different new things they can expect in the interviews like that. Okay, so here along with these things guys, I'm also extend my help in providing the resume building class. Okay, resume building class, how to prepare the resume, how can you apply for the projects, these kind of things, like how to explain the project and how to keep it in the resumes, how to do the important interview questions. Okay, these kind of everything's are going to be shared with you people. And also here I'm going to take the mock interviews as well. So mock interviews are really going to helpful for students to go for the actual job interviews. So I am going to take a face-to-face interview, or else in the online also fine, one-on-one I can say. every student one-on-one interviews I'm going to take, and it will be easy for student to understand the interview process. So whenever you go for the actual job interviews also, you can perform much better. So in that way, mock interviews I'm going to handle, and the placement assistance is provided for each and every student here until they get the job from our institute side. And also the course completion certificate also would be provided. And here one more thing is, here I'm going to also extend my help to provide you the guidance on Microsoft Azure certifications. Okay, I'm going to guide you people like which certifications you can target, where you can prepare for that, how to attempt the exams, these kind of guidance I am going to provide for you in this Microsoft Azure certifications also as part of this data analysis course. Also guys, here I am going to provide you the complete duration of this course. Within 3.5 to 4 months of time you can complete the course. Okay, 3.5 to 4 months of time we can able to complete this data analysis course. And the class timings are daily from Monday to Friday. We have daily 1 hour of class. Even on Saturdays also, some days I will take for 1 hour of class. So the class timings, the same timings as you have attended, morning 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Morning 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. In both offline and online, we have the classes available. You can come for the classes either in the offline or in the online. Few days offline, few days online. That's your choice. You can come for a few days offline classes, few days you can attend in the online. Like that, you can able to do. So there is no difference for offline and online students in the content delivery. But if you are in and around Hyderabad, just come to the offline classes. Our institute location is near the Amirpet. Okay, it is nearest to the metro station itself. So you can come and visit the office. We have the nice infrastructure here. You can able to sit and listen to the classes in the offline as well. So content is going to be the same. You don't need to worry about the content. The doubt resolutions it can be, and we have the lab facility also. Can able to sit and practice until the evening time. There is no problem. So that is providing the opportunities for the students. And here there are few extra opportunities we're providing for the students. I will tell you about the remaining other batches. Okay, other timings also we have. Morning we have a batch from morning 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. This batch is also going to be covered by me only. I am only the trainer over that 9 to 10 a.m. also. You can join in 9 to 10 a.m. also to learn this other skill set. For example, total I told you the skills here: Python, SQL, some Power BI, Tableau, Excel, statistics, multiple skills are there. So you can learn one subject in 9 to 10 a.m. and 10 to 11 another subject. Like that, parallelly, if you can learn the different subjects, you can complete the course in less time. You don't need to wait for that 4 months of time. You can complete the course within less duration, let's say 2.5 months or 3 months or even less than that also possible. But for that, you need to spend total 2 hours of time per day. Students who are free enough and who can able to manage these things, you can just try this out. There is no problem. Once you attend any skill, you can attend in any other batch also. For example, I have attended Python classes in the 9 to 10, but again I wanted to attend in the 10 to 11 also. Python will come there also. I want to attend. Yes, you can attend. There is no problem. You can attend any skill any number of times. Okay, what is it? You can attend any skill any number of times, any number of times in any batch. Okay, we are not restricting you people, and you can also even complete the course in less time. There is no need for you to pay any extra amounts for this. No need to pay any extra amount to attend the class in multiple times or in multiple batches also. No extra amounts are being charged from the students for this. All the software installations are free of cost. Even for the Power BI also, Power BI service is needed to take subscription. We are not even taking that amounts. We are providing the free service access for each and every student here. So you can able to practice that Power BI service without paying any amounts. Okay, so in this way we are all providing the complete advantages for the students with respect to the skill set here. Here every skill is independent. Regarding this point we'll discuss in the next class. Every skill is independent to each other. Okay, every skill is independent in the sense, to learn SQL you no need to have a prerequisite knowledge of Python or Excel or else statistics. If you want to learn Power BI, you no need to have Excel knowledge or Python knowledge. It's every skill is independent. You no need to worry about the dependency. That's the beauty of the SQL, I mean to say the complete data analysis. So that is one kind of advantage you can present in this data analysis course. So every skill is independent. Regarding this point, we can talk more deep in the next free class. So today's class is your first free class. Whatever we have spent the time is completely for making you understand the introduction. And the second free class, we still have few things left to discuss. I mean to say, what is the need of Excel or SQL or Python or Power BI or Tableau? What is the importance of each skill? Regarding the steps, I will explain you in the technical manner, and where is the SQL used in this particular steps, for second step or third step, in which step I'm going to use SQL, in which step I'm going to use Power BI. This kind of extra knowledge is going to be shared in this second free class, which is going to happen in the tomorrow's class. Okay, when is the second free class, guys? Second free class, okay, you need to register for second free class. Second free class is on tomorrow. Okay, is on tomorrow, 3rd December, guys. 3rd December 2025, the third free class in both offline and online. In both offline and online, the batch is going to be starting from tomorrow itself. Second free class will happen on third free class also. Total 3 free classes we are providing for every student. Third free class is on 4th of December. It will continue from there. So complete classes here is going to be shared with each and every student here. Even though you miss the second free class, we'll try to share the recordings with you people, but please plan yourself to attend the second free class, because in the live class you can get better understanding of the subject. If any doubts are there, you can even ask me in the end of the class. So in this way, this particular data analysis course with 3 free classes will give you the complete idea about what is the course. So try to attend. Tomorrow's class is going to be the second introduction class, where more technical terminology you are going to get with respect to the data analysis, and from third class we'll directly start with our data analysis subjects. Okay, so that is how this particular combination of data analysis course has been designed. So please plan yourself to attend the second free class on tomorrow's class. Okay, so I'm stopping up to here for today. You can please ask me whatever the doubts that you have now.